Hello all, welcome to ETV Diplomatic Insight weekly program. In this program, we give or open rooms for diplomatic communities living in Addis Ababa and just to talk about and confer on bilateral and multilateral issues. So on today's episode, I met Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia, Nazrul Islam, to talk about social, economic, and political aspects of the two countries. He has been staying here for the last 2 years, working on social, economic, political aspects of the two countries. Thank you very much, sir, for meeting me once again.
Thank you very much. It's a really pleasure to meet you.
Right. You're Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia. So let me start from the historic diplomatic relationship between the two countries.
Thank you very much. And before I commence, again, my heartiest greetings to the audience of ETV. So it is the largest platform in Ethiopia. So my commitment, my engagement with ETV will remain continued. And thank you very much for considering me to be with you. You know, Bangladesh, though it's a new country chronologically, but it is another way, it is a very old country, like Ethiopia. And many people are not aware that Bangladesh and Ethiopia has a very long and old relations. More than 700 years ago, a lot of Ethiopians used to go to Bangladesh and work and stay there. Even we had 2 or 3 Ethiopian kings in Bangladesh from 1487 to 1492. So we have also the relics, all the old souvenirs of Ethiopian kingdom or the kings in our part of the world. So many of us have already forgotten this. And also we had a lot of Ethiopian working in different sectors like in army, in accounting, in other strategic professions. So they stayed there, they mingled with our nation, and maybe we are also carrying the blood of the Ethiopians who stayed back there. So that's why we have a very long relationship with Ethiopians. And also for religious reasons also, the Bangladeshis feel very close with the Ethiopians. You know, the old history of the Prophet sending his followers to Emperor Najashi. So that's why Bangladesh knows Ethiopia very well, and Bangladeshis, they also know Ethiopia well in their stories and history. So my job also here is to rekindle or revitalize that old relations that we had. And in the meantime, due to a lot of things, maybe that strong relations was not nurtured. So, but we are with Ethiopia in different platform internationally. When Ethiopia is facing any international trouble or intervention, Bangladesh is always there with Ethiopia. And we more or less have the same views regarding all international issues like Ethiopia. So we have good collaboration and understanding with Ethiopia internationally. Politically, also after my arrival, I am trying to strengthen the relations as best as I can. And probably, you know, we had some investment that I will come later. And also politically and economically, I am trying to bring two nations closer. We are going for direct flight between Dhaka and Addis Ababa. So all this, I think, will bear fruit in future. So for the time being, I can say that we are two brotherly countries who are working on the relations to be closer more.
Sure. So what are major key areas that the two countries are working together?
First, the relations between two countries start from political understanding. So we are politically very close, meaning that all international issues are actually for Ethiopia and for Bangladesh more or less the same. and we face the same difficulties, and the solutions for Bangladesh and Ethiopia are more or less same. So that's why we collaborate better internationally. So, and from international scene to the bilateral sectors, first, definitely economy is the priority sector. Probably you are aware that we had some large investment in Ethiopia. Unfortunately, it was in the northern part of Ethiopia due to that unfortunate conflict that was hampered, the operation was hampered. So I'm very happy that it is going to be over soon, and we will resume our operation in northern part of Ethiopia. So economy is definitely one thing, and we are looking forward to bring more investment, and I will go into details later. And also connectivity is another thing. So since there is no direct connectivity, both Bangladesh and Ethiopia are unknown to each other. So I am working on the direct flight from Addis Ababa to Dhaka. So when it is established, more people will come to Ethiopia, and more Ethiopians may travel to Bangladesh for a lot of things. Connectivity is another thing. Then agriculture. Agriculture is one of our priority areas in Bangladesh. What we trying to do, we are trying to bring our expertise and experience to African countries, especially Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a large country. Ethiopia has very good resources. Ethiopia has water, and it has a strategic location near to Middle East and all other important countries. So Ethiopia has all the opportunities and potentials to become an industrial and agriculture hub. So we want to participate in this development, and if possible, we will bring our expertise with experts in agriculture and our experience, that we replicate our success in agriculture also in Ethiopia. Agriculture, this is one thing. Another thing might be education. So we have very good government and private universities for higher studies, and which are very cheap, because we offer cheap, higher and advanced education to many developing countries, especially South Asian countries and from Middle East. A lot of students go to Bangladesh because though the standard of education is high, especially in many private universities, but the cost is reasonable, very reasonable. So many students, they go to Bangladesh, and maybe from Ethiopia also we can arrange some scholarship and other opportunities so that Ethiopian students can go to Bangladesh, and they may have higher education. So, and also there are other fields as well, like Ethiopian exports to Bangladesh. Coffee is one good thing, and also Ethiopia has a lot of gold. Maybe Bangladesh is a very good, or I mean, a reasonably huge consumer of gold. This is one thing. Another important thing can be cotton. Bangladesh is the #1 cotton importer in the world. We import cotton even more than the Chinese. So Ethiopia also has a lot of cotton. So if we have the required standards, quality, we can also import huge amount of cotton from Ethiopia. So I am working on all these things, and also I will come back later on few sectors where Bangladeshis are going to invest.
Right, yeah, that was my next question. Yeah, from the latest update, what are major key areas or investment sectors that Bangladesh investors are planning to engage in Ethiopia or have already engaged? Because I have heard like Bangladesh investors are demanded to work on solar energy sector. So from the latest update, what do you say?
So we had investment in Ethiopia, but probably due to some trouble in the north, so investment were put on hold. But since this is over now, so I have talked to the relevant owners of those investments, and they are eager and they are waiting to resume their operation. This is one thing. And recently, there are Bangladeshi companies who actually there are NRB, non-resident Bangladeshis, though they are registered in different parts of the world, but actually they are from Bangladesh. So what they are trying to do, they have proposed to set up solar energy production facilities in Ethiopia. So there are two proposals submitted to Ethiopians, and we have also met the Commissioner of Ethiopian Investment Commission and also the Minister, Honorable Minister for Water and Energy. So we are working on this. And also we have met the Governor of the Central Bank. We propose to introduce mobile banking facility in Ethiopia. Ethiopia has started mobile banking facility through Telebir and other small private sector operators. But in Bangladesh, we have huge experience. I mean, our mobile banking operators, they have some 70 million plus active clients, and another has probably 50 million plus active clients. So we can bring that experience and expertise also to Ethiopia at a much cheaper cost, because we are also good in ICT. ICT is one thing that we would like to bring to Ethiopia, and because we have huge number of freelance ICT experts, and also our government has embarked on helping and facilitating other developing countries with whatever expertise we have in ICT. So we are helping few countries in Africa for government automation in terms of ICT. So we can also cooperate with the Ethiopian authorities to introduce some ICT-related facilities for the benefit of the people. Bangladesh government portal or website is the largest portal in the world. I mean, even no country has such a big government portal. Portal means the facilities, information, and all these things at one place. That platform is the largest. So we can also actually help Ethiopia to go in that direction, because we have cheap ICT and advanced knowledge. This is another thing. And definitely, when I am ambassador to Ethiopia, also in a way I am ambassador of Ethiopia to Bangladesh as well. So I am trying to increase export of Ethiopian products, agriculture or finished products, to Bangladesh. That's why I have met Ethiopian Industry Input Organization. So I have met them, I have visited their facility, and I have seen that they require a lot of elements from outside to distribute inside Ethiopia, and also they have a lot of products that they can export to different countries. So I want to do the matchmaking. I have visited, and maybe we will sign at the private organization level. We may sign some MOU with them for the export and import of essential products through Ethiopian Industrial Enterprise Organization.
Correct.
So these are the things I'm working on. I'm waiting that soon we'll start getting benefit of this efforts.
Yeah, we'll see the fruits very soon. Yeah, because beyond the investment, experience sharing platform between the two countries is very essential, I think, for the growth and the development of the two countries. As you have known, like for the last 2 years, there was a conflict in the northern part of the country. But now, likely, the two parties, that means the Ethiopian federal government and the leaders of TPLF group, have signed a peace agreement in South Africa, Pretoria, and the next at Kenya, Nairobi. So, as a Bangladesh, can you please reflect upon the signed peace agreement to resolve the conflict peacefully?
That is one important thing that I also am very happy about Ethiopia. When I arrived, I was actually in the middle of this conflict. When I arrived, this conflict was going on, and we found that it is quite, unnecessary, and it could have been very well avoided because Ethiopia was performing extremely well in terms of economic development. Ethiopia had 10% plus GDP growth. So this fratricidal conflict actually slowed Ethiopia. And it has been a very important country, not only in the Horn of Africa, in the whole Africa. And Addis Ababa has been the capital of Africa diplomatically. So all these things does not, all these things, all these attributes of Ethiopia, they do not go with the image of Ethiopia. So conflict must stop, and I am very happy that good senses prevailed, and now it is coming to an end, because a lot of Ethiopian resources are also concentrated in the north. Regarding tourism, regarding mining, regarding industrial development. So I'm very happy that this has stopped, and maybe from the viewpoint of Bangladesh, Bangladeshi investors can also go to the north and explore the opportunities. This is a very good development, and I'm very happy for the Ethiopian brothers and sisters, because this conflict actually was harming everybody, those who are involved and those who are not involved. So once there is something in the country, it actually hinders the normal or spontaneous way of development. Just take the case of Ukraine-Russia conflict. It is far away, but even I and everybody in the world, they are actually affected, either directly or indirectly. So when there is a conflict and when there is absence of peace, it hurts the people, it hurts the development, it hurts the whole country. So we are very happy this has come to an end, and this will, I think, this will make Ethiopia even stronger. And with this peace coming not only to the north, I think the benefit of peace and the dividend of peace will be shared and will be felt by everybody in Ethiopia. So I'm very happy, and I'm very hopeful that Ethiopia again will soon resume its that high-profile journey towards development with a very high degree of GDP growth that Ethiopia used to experience. So all our best wishes for Ethiopians on this great achievement of ending this conflict from the people and government of Bangladesh.
Yeah, from the experience we have witnessed from around the world as well, from different African countries, there are several peace agreements signed after conflict or post-conflict agreements. So some of them failed and the others succeeded. So from the vantage point of Bangladesh, because you have the experience, so what shall be expected for us to bring about sustainable peace and changing the peace agreement into practice? So what is expected from both sides?
Okay. What I felt personally is that this conflict, especially the conflict in Ethiopia, somehow probably created mistrust among two sections of population. So the first task will be to bring back that trust and the harmony that you had in the society. So I'm sure that Ethiopia is very well on that path. Ethiopia is very known for harmony among the religious sects or among different religions. So this can be an example for other countries as well. So I'm sure this small conflict, considering the glorious history of Ethiopia, the conflict has been a small one, but this will soon be over. And my expectation will be the government and the people will forget this, and they will act as a single nation, and whatever they had against a particular section or of the leadership will be soon be forgotten, and all of them will mainly focus on the future, not on the past. This is my expectation, and I am very happy because there are other conflicts in other parts of Africa. Many of those countries cannot or could not show the level of maturity the Ethiopians have displayed to finish their own conflict. And the philosophy that African solution for African problem by the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has finally prevailed, and hope that we can also, from our side of Africa, we can also actually assist and strengthen that conviction. Thank you.
All right. This might be my final question for this episode. I know like you have stayed here for the last couple of years. So how did you see Addis Ababa, the people, the weather, food, cuisine, and some other things? And finally, any message you'd like to add or say?
Thank you. As when I arrived, as my anticipation, Ethiopia lived up to its reputation, because what happened is that Ethiopia has a very long history, and I'm going around Ethiopia. I have visited more or less every part except the north, and I'm waiting since the conflict now has stopped. I'm waiting to visit the northern part as well. So the diversity is amazing. I mean, within the short distance, the culture, the people, the language, the way it changes, it really amazes you. And weather-wise, probably it is the best weather. I can say it with very high degree of confidence, because it's not very hot, it's not very cold. So people actually pay to stay in this kind of weather in many parts of the world. So it's fine, and also Ethiopia has a lot of fruits and their specific foods, so which I'm enjoying a lot. And especially the agricultural products of Ethiopia are amazing. And even I'm thinking that when the direct flight starts between Dhaka and Addis Ababa, we will try to send Ethiopian agricultural products at least to Bangladesh, so that the Bangladeshis can also have an experience of these wonderful Ethiopian products. This is one thing, and people are extremely friendly. This is another thing that I am enjoying. And personally, I find the whole country very colorful. The dress, the things, and the celebration, the festival, full of lot of color. So that is another thing, and I have developed a very good personal relations with some or many artists. So I will also treasure these memories when I go back from Ethiopia. But definitely the memory of Ethiopia will be permanent in my heart and in my mind, and maybe for the rest of my life. I'll definitely like to come back to Ethiopia for some time to visit the places I know and the friends I have to see, and again to have good time.
All right. Nazrul Islam, Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia, who stayed here for the last 2 years, was my guest for Diplomatic Insight for weekly program on ATV. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, and again my heartiest congratulations and greetings for your audience.
Well, viewers, this concludes our today's episode, Diplomatic Insight. Today I met Nazrul Islam, Bangladesh ambassador to Ethiopia. We have read several topics regarding the historical, diplomatic, economic, social, and political relations of the two countries. Until I come yet with another topics, with another guest next time, have a nice time and stay tuned. I am Ugayo Mulin.